Picture this: one ship, one battle, and one capture that changed the world forever. Good day, namaste. I'm your friend Mitra Desai, the author of books Shitala and Flag of Ananta and the newsletter Tejomay Bharat. And I'm on a mission to bring to light the erased legacies and the forgotten stories of Bharat. The Atlantic Ocean is calm, and then suddenly the English sailors spot something incredible. This is the prized catch that they've been waiting for, the massive Portuguese ship called Madre de Deus, the Mother of Gods. Now, this isn't just any ship, this is a floating treasure chest. Let me paint you a picture. The Portuguese control all trade with India and the Far East. They're getting rich, really, really rich. Spain and Portugal are two of the superpowers at the time. England, they're still hungry, they're still waiting for their chance. Queen Elizabeth is the ruler of England at the time. She's smart and she's cunning. She knows that she cannot fight Portugal directly. It's too risky. So she does something ingenious. She gives these private ship owners special letters. Now, these are called letters of marque, which basically said, go and raid the Portuguese ships. It's now legal. We support you. So now suddenly the pirates became privateers, legal raiders. In the 16th century, imagine the biggest ship you could have ever seen and then double it in size. Well, Madre de Deus was 165 feet long and it was 7 decks high, 32 cannons, and more than 700 people on board. But here's the crazy part: it's the cargo. Barrels and barrels of precious cochineal, chests full of diamonds, mountains of rubies and pearls. Not to mention the tons of pepper, cinnamon, silk, ivory, ebony, beautiful Ming porcelain, everything you can think of. It was on that ship. That single ship carried treasure worth half of England's entire annual income at the time. Half. But wait, if you're thinking that capturing such a huge ship would have been impossible, you'd be wrong. The English fleet was small. It was sponsored by Walter Raleigh and led by John Burgh. They surrounded this giant Portuguese ship, and the battle was fierce. Cannon firing, smoke everywhere. For hours, the smaller English ships danced around the giant. They hit it again and again. Madre de Deus was tough, but it was also heavy with treasure. It was slow and damaged. Finally, it was captured. This is where things get really, really interesting. The English had to bring this massive prize to England. They chose the Dartmouth harbor. News spread fast. The entire town went crazy. Locals rushed to the harbor, merchants came running, and even other privateers who had not fought the battle showed up. Everyone wanted a piece of the treasure, and it was utter chaos, complete madness. People were grabbing anything they could carry. Queen Elizabeth is furious. Do you know why? Because she's an investor in this privateering venture, and we'll talk about that in a later episode. So the Queen sends Walter Raleigh to Dartmouth immediately. His job is to stop the looting and save what's left of the treasure. By the time he gets there, much has already been stolen. But what remained was still a significant chunk at the time and even in today's money. But here's the twist: the money isn't even the most important part of this story, because this capture did something bigger. It showed the English merchants that incredible riches awaited in the East. And it proved that Portugal could be beaten. It sparked a fire in the English hearts, I tell you. This single event inspired the creation of the East India Company, the company that would later rule much of India and Asia. One ship, one battle, one capture that launched an entire empire. This story fascinates me because this moment changed the course of Indian history as well. It started a chain of events that eventually brought the British to our shores. This story also carries a dark secret, the one that you didn't know yet. Madre de Deus was just one such ship. Every year, dozens of treasure ships like this sailed a death defying route from Lisbon to Goa and back. What drove men to risk everything on these deadly voyages? And what secrets did the Portuguese hide about their death defying trade routes? Why did so many ships vanish mysteriously? Well, hit that subscribe button right now because next time I'm taking you on the most dangerous sea route in history. And make sure you ring that notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens when greed meets the open oceans. What would you risk for unimaginable wealth? Drop your answer in the comments below. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time.